I love the bunny ears. Amazing. That's good. Yeah. All right, Kate. Enjoy.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Kate, and I'm very excited to be here today. I contribute to the Lido DAO as a DAO operations manager. I facilitate proposals and on-chain operations within the DAO. And Lido DAO governs a family of liquid staking protocols headquartered on Ethereum. In this talk, I will provide an overview of what Lido on Ethereum, Lido DAO, and DAO operations is all about. I will explore a unique Lido setting. I will delve into workings of DAO operations team and tell some things about tooling that we developed for the DAO, and also share some insights with you all. Please note that when I say DAO, I mean Lido DAO exactly, and not DAO as a concept. Okay, here are a couple of numbers to get an idea what is Lido DAO all about. We have a total value locked of something like 7.7 million Ether, making us one of the biggest protocol in this industry, and also more than 13% of staked Ether is staked within our protocol, demonstrating stakers' trust, and we feel this responsibility. With all these figures, our protocol attracts significant attention and interest from stakers and industry players. And these numbers are not to brag, but to highlight why I'm growing so fast. And all this, the whole protocol is governed by the DAO. And the DAO operates under guidance of LDO token holders. What are we afraid of? As a DAO operations manager, we are constantly vigilant in embracing that all operations are carried out smoothly and without any errors, because the risks are high. You saw some numbers there. Then, why do stakeholders can sleep with both eyes closed? You can ask me, and I have an answer: because we don't. Yes, we mitigate risks all the time. We foster a strict and collaborative teamwork culture. We highly prioritize security. We approach every aspect with a healthy dose of paranoia. And we're actively creating different tooling for our DAO, and we are constantly building and improving our processes, as we believe in clear step-by-step checklists, yes, and a little more paranoia. Let me tell you how we achieved all this. Not paranoia, it has always been with us. First of all, I want to tell you what is behind the curtain, what is Lido DAO, because I imagine that every DAO is a unique universe. So let's find ourselves in a unique Lido setting where we have different things. And our DAO should vote on multifaceted decisions that span really diverse demands. What do we have? We have the protocol itself, common governance, node operators who diligently run validators, treasury, contributors, sub-governance consisting of different specialized committees, partnerships, and maybe even something that I don't remember or know at the moment. And within each of these domains, a proposal, and also externally, a proposal can arise, and it's up to us as a DAO operations team to carry that proposal through to execution. We have the multitude of sources from which proposals can arise, and also a vast array of people of interest within the community, and also strict time constraints at another layer of complexity. And it is very important to acknowledge the high risks. now you can think that DAO is a mess. But then it is the best time to mention that in the most inopportune moment, something big and critical can happen. Anything, market fluctuations, malicious actors, validators slashing, terror collapse, USDCs depegging, anything. And our ability to react effectively is very crucial. Now let me tell you how we handle this chaos. We're laying tracks. And our backbone track is our main governance process. It involves these steps. Initially, all initiative and proposals are shared on the research forum. And next, we proceed with gasless snapshot voting. And after that, we conduct on-chain voting, if it is needed, but it is needed. And all in all, through this process, DAO can do anything, absolutely, and I believe in it. We drive different proposals on these tracks, and they are really different in subject and in the way of execution. And what keeps us from going crazy? Checklists and an amazing team. As an operation team, when we face any proposal, we should dive quickly and very deeply inside it and approach every question with great intent. And at the same time, and it is very important, leave no stone unturned. Yes, it's time-consuming. Yes, it demands intense concentration, and we are the team with an iron will, I think. We have this incredible expertise that was gained through experience. So after such a deep dive, we get that expert that in some current field, and then he or she should extend his knowledge to the entire team. And how do we work with that? The main tooling that we use within the DAO operations team is comprehensive checklists. Yeah. Thank you. We lay these tracks, and then we use them as many times as we wish. The process we establish should be simple. It should be easy to follow as a recipe for a cake. It should be understandable and clear, leaving no room for confusion. It should be as straightforward and linear as possible. There should be defined roles. And it is crucial to emphasize that it should be clear who and at what point should act and what should do, like in a score for an orchestra, you know. It is also important that processes is not fixed in stone. We change them if we see that something is not like in our real work. We can do it after every iteration. We can add something and we can remove something because checklists they must be always relevant to your real work. And one more advice, if something seems very simple and evident at first, include it in the checklist anyway, because if it is described, it is hard to miss it in future. And also, one person can be the only holder of some important information or action, because if somebody stops doing some work for some reason, anyone can carry it on later. The document will be huge, believe me. How will you know that that is your checklist? It will try to kill you. We have created a system when anybody can pick up when others left off. And for example, during our great Lido V2 upgrade, maybe you heard about it, there was a big amount of work. So part of the DAO operations team helped with the upgrade stuff and couldn't continue to handle their routine processes, but thanks to our checklists, the process of facilitation proposals carried out smoothly and without any interruption. It is essential to acknowledge that you can't rely only on processes. We can't abandon the team expertise in favor of checklists because life has many surprises for you. But these laid tracks make your work better. When everything is described, I said that it's hard to miss something. Your work becomes easier, and processes can be divided within the participant and paralleled. Work becomes faster, and also roles may be rotated. Work doesn't block on specific performers. And this practice of gathering knowledge and then laying it into tracks is beneficial not only within the work within the team, but also for our vision of our governance, how it should work. We collect that expertise and lay tracks for the whole DAO. And this work for the operations team, it happens long before the vote. And now I'll explain what I mean. Imagine yourself in the depths of space with an infinite void stretching out of you. And we, the operations team, often feel like we're lost in the outer space. It's a breathtaking experience, let me assure you. So, and out of nowhere, a proposal arises. For example, let's launch rockets to that very far planet. Good morning, colleagues. What we usually answer, welcome aboard our journey. As you maybe remember, our main process consists of these steps, but now let's talk about time. Discussion on the research firm takes usually minimum 1 week and another week for snapshot voting, and on-chain voting takes 3 days. But also we have voting schedule and can just run the votings one by one. And also each step requires teamwork to prepare everything, to discuss within the team, to review it, to test, and so on in a circle. And also, every step needs token holders' participation. DAO still can do everything, and I still believe in it, but something will be too long and challenging. And in this case, we will launch only one rocket, or maybe a couple of them. But of course, we need it to be fast, safe, and repeated as many times as we wish. In this case, we, as the operations team, should think about desired characteristic for this track. Its expected usage, if we speak about rockets and planets, of course, its expected usage, necessary safety measures, frequency of activities, restrictions on speed, capacity, nature of the contents to be transported. And then, DAO will vote for the complex solution at once. So we always should think about the essence of the proposal and if it will be repeated. And this is also a certain level of team expertise. What we actually do, for example, we have EasyTrack. It's optimistic governance system. Their emotion is considered to be passed if it doesn't reach objections threshold. And we develop different EVM factories for different types of motions. For example, our node operators can utilize EasyTrack motion to increase their staking limit. It's true on-chain voting, but it doesn't require as many steps and time as in the normal process. We voted once to establish it and now use it regularly. To But to know information about EasyTrack and its role in reducing water fatigue, you can watch Vic's talk on GGG 2022 or reach out to me. And sometimes we're faced with something big, confusing and complicated, and also speed of making decision is very crucial. What we do in this case, usually we establish a committee, we equip it with principles and policies, we assign it a domain of operation, we find people who are highly competent in this field, and then this committee further decides how to launch rockets in this particular area. There was such a case. The Arbitrum Foundation announced that Lido DAO is eligible for Arbitrum tokens airdrop, and it would seem that we should just accept tokens, and that's it. But not for us. Of course, we announced a big one-time decision to make a committee to be Lido DAO representative for all future airdrops. And we put these items into these, accepting the offer of Arbitrum tokens, appointing committee to claim these tokens and other future airdrops, confirming the committee's authority to use the claimed tokens, proposing the creation of a multi-sig both now and in the future, establishing the expectation of using the tokens to increase staking, affirming that the committee can delegate voting power, and proposing a monthly reporting structure. All that to prepare that proposal took time, but now it saves us a lot of time. Now it's time to sum up. So the work in governance happens long before the vote, and as the operations team to prepare this complex solution for DAO to vote once, you should always get the essence of new initiative, its objections, its desired outcomes. You should figure out how to address this particular immediate need efficiently, then assess whether the task can be replicated in the future, and determine the most effective organization and strategy for the future. The operations is laying tracks, and after that, the whole DAO launch rockets or anything they need on these tracks. If you possess skills and desire in contributing to Lido DAO and designing these tracks, please reach out to us. This is my checklist for today. Thank you.
Let's give Kate a big round. Oh, so sweet. Let's go.